Robert Bresson.
You mean Robert Bresson.
Yeah, that's right. Robert Bresson, as we'll be calling him in this episode. And we should point out that, like, Bresson's film also have this, like, mechanism of process that fascinates him. We discussed the way that he kind of constructs sequences, especially as he goes later on into his career, into, like, close-ups and push-ins to hands or feet doing stuff. But, like, Pickpocket is the ultimate example of that, where you see these mechanisms of how they rob people. And the way that he presents it, which is that he never, like, shows us how they're going to do it most of the time. He will just show it happen. So the discovery of it going on is what is entertaining about it and the precision of it.
That said, I mean, he's such a cinematic filmmaker, and yet he's like he's a filmmaker. He's an artist who could not exist in other art forms, and yet his films aren't showy in the way that a lot of so-called cinematic artists like Tarkovsky, for instance, are. Like he's a man whose images are striking and thoughtfully composed, but not pretty.
If you sit down and watch something like Pickpocket, you'll realize very quickly that it's fun and it moves really fast, and that Bresson is doing a lot of interesting stuff with the camera and the story that he's telling, that it's not the challenge that everybody makes it out to be, in the same way that, like, Tarkovsky is challenging.
His models, his actors are very still on the surface, but they have this very torrential inner life that we often hear through narration.
His idea was that if you did 20 to 30 takes, the actor or model would stop trying to imbue something in the words that they're saying, and they would just return to their natural state. Because I think Pickpocket is, like, genuinely funny because of the story that he is telling. The fact that, like, the narration will say something and then he will repeat that information, or it'd be like, I was in such turmoil while this was going on, and then you just see his dead, slack face.
He's such a sad sack.